Today I'd like to talk about a video that was released by Yamaha Drums. It's a Dave Weckl clinic that was recently recorded, and I thought it would be interesting to do an analysis of his playing, the phrasing he's using, the stickings, and try to figure out what's happening in the video. So let's start. So here, Weckl is playing a simple groove and he's adding some fills into it. So like a groove that would be like this. But then he's adding some fills, and the fills, I think, would be this type of sticking. I'm gonna play it at the tempo he's playing it, and I'm gonna try to slow it down for you and maybe write the patterns. All right, so I'm gonna do it slower now. So let's move on to the video. Okay, there is a little fill here that I think is interesting. So he's playing 6 triplet 16ths, and then he's playing this fill that is kind of a Steve Gadd fill. So I'm not gonna do exactly what he does, but like the idea and the sticking that I think he's using. You see the idea? I'm just talking about the feel that I'm doing on the toms here. All right, I'll do that again, but slower. Notice that there might be an interpretation when he plays it. It's not completely straight. You know, you can even do it very straight, the 30 seconds notes, or do a little bit of swing in it. See the difference versus straight and the little swing I had on it? All right, let's move on. Something that is often used by him is like to play those type of fills on the snare drums that reminds me of Timbales player, like salsa players, like Cuban music player on the Timbales. He's playing like a double stroke roll at a very low level, and he's adding accent into it, like this. So basically it's just like accent and double stroke roll, but the double stroke roll is very smooth. The way to play it is like really to have the bounces happening here. Okay, let's move on. All right, here is phrasing in 30-second notes everything. So I'm not gonna be able to transcribe note by note everything he did, but I can give you the idea. So he would be using all type of stickings, paradiddles, double strokes, single strokes, and also he would incorporate the kick drums in a 3/4/4 patterns. Let me explain to you. So I'll play it at approximately his tempo now. So this is kind of the idea what he's doing. He's just phrasing in 30-second notes. But what I'm using here is like double paradiddles. So first paradiddles. All right, there is like a little tom-toms, like motions like this going down. So I think he's doing something like this. He starts maybe with a double stroke here. And what's happening is like when I go down the tom-toms like that, at the end of the tom descents like that. There is something where I go and I hit back with my right hand the toms, and after I fill it in, I fill with the snare drum in double stroke. Okay, let's move on. All right, so he's phrasing in a 16th triplet here, something like this. Phrase in 16 triplets, basically. I invite you to go to his first video or second video, maybe the next step, where he explains how he develops all those phrasing in 16th triplet. So the first step is maybe to start with single stroke in 16th triplet. Sixteenth triplet in single strokes, but I'm adding accents and I'm using the Moller technique. So I'm not gonna do a lesson or like a video on Moller technique now, but there's this motion you can see, like every time I hit an accent, I do the Moller. And Weckl is using that a lot. It's why, like, you see his motion. It's very natural when he does it. And Moller is actually the Moller technique. I do think it makes it look so natural and effortless to play the accent. So here, it's what I was explaining just before. He's doing the molar technique, and he's just speeding up a little bit to go to a different tempo in his improvisation. In a sense, when I hear him doing that and he's watching his hands, I feel like he's just practicing the motions while he's doing his improvisation. He's like, okay, I'm gonna practice a simple pattern, single strokes, but doing my molar motion. So here, basically what he's doing is putting back his shirt. He's just, as I explained, it picks up in tempo, and now he's phrasing it in 16 notes. So here is including figure with the tom-toms and the snare drums. I think he's using either a double stroke or single stroke. So I'm using single strokes here, and after I'll start to add the double strokes. It is similar to what he's doing, but it's not completely exact the same thing. But it's the idea. All right, here, like the figure is 30-second notes, and it's a grouping of 3/4 in 30-second notes phrasing. Okay, so. Something like this, but he's adding, he has like the floor tom here on his left, that I don't have it, so I'm using only the toms here. Okay, I'll do it again. All right, so this is the tempo he's doing it at, but I advise you to practice it slower when you want to reach this type of tempo. So here is doing some snare drums, double strokes and snare drum work, but he's including this little figure that is a roll between the right hand and the right foot, something like that. Something important to notice is that he is very cautious with the touch with the snare drum. He's not harsh at all, he's not playing loud, he's playing really with a soft touch and also a beautiful touch. Like he's using the bounce, and while the sound, he has a specific and beautiful sound. Something that I want to mention about the roll between the right hand and the right foot is that it does take a little bit of stamina. It can make you a little bit tired, and what I would do instead of what he's doing is like I would use the left foot to do that instead of just using the right foot like I just did. I would do it like that to save energy. So like this, using the left foot and the right foot to do the roll between the hands and the feet, I save a lot of energy. According to me, it's how I would play it, because like insisting like that on the right foot, it could be tiring after a while. So let's move on. All right, so he's doing it on the tom-tom, same thing. So same thing here, doing it only with the right foot would be a little bit tiring after a while. So I would use, if I was doing it, only the left foot. So it would be simpler for me to do it like this. Okay, here he's phrasing in 16th triplet, but he's using this pattern here. So he's playing also with the left floor tom that he has. So I don't have it, but he's doing like some type of combination with the hi-hat, the left floor tom, and the bass drum and the other elements, something like that. You get the idea. Okay, here he's doing 30-second notes phrasing. He's adding the bass drum at the end or in the middle, I'm not sure where, but the idea is there is a sticking that is pretty simple. It's a reverse double stroke. So the idea is like to go all around the kit and doing patterns like I'm not sure which one he's doing here, like he's doing his own thing, but it's definitely this stickings and phrasing he's doing. Okay, here he's doing a groove and he's using also 16th triplet phrasing and he's doing something like that. So he's using a 16th triplet phrasing, but he starts with the left and he's playing with the bell, but he's doing like a 1/2 bell hit like this. Okay, so here he's doing another figure that he did before with a sticking inverted double stroke, but he's playing with the cymbal on the right and the floor tom on the right. Alright, so this is only 30-second notes phrasing. He's using the same stuff that we talked about before, and I think now he's slowing down to go to a different tempo. Okay, he was doing a double stroke roll on the snare drum, that's it, but also using the rim shot. Okay, he's using like a figure, like I'm not sure, a ruff. I don't know what's the term for that figure on, but on the double bass drum, but it would be like this. Alright, so he's using also like some type of ad-lib, but not really, 30-second notes phrasing with a double bass drum included now. Like he's doing patterns like this. So pretty much is like and after he inverts that. Yep, and at one point he's doing just a single stroke between the left floor tom and the other element of the kit. But I'm gonna use high tom toms, okay? All right, so this is just phrasing in 30-second notes. Okay, here he's doing a little figure that is kind of like tricky to really understand. I'm gonna try to play it for you. Okay, so it's something like that. I'm gonna try to play it very slow. It starts with a phlegm between a tom-tom and the snare drum on the left. Huh? All right, so it goes like that. Flam, 2 hits on the right and an accent on the left. And then you have to do like the interpretation, okay? You have to hear in your head, tra, da, tra, da, tra, da, tra, da, tra. Okay, so here it's doing like 16 triplet phrasing with the bass drum. So I'm not sure which one he's using, but there is 3 different combinations. Is like the bass drum is on the downbeat. The one that the bass drum is in the middle. And the one the bass drum is on the end. Then there is like the combination where you alternate right, left, left, right. The one with the kick in the middle, with the alternate sticking. And the one with the kick drum on the downbeat. Alright, so you have to practice that a lot to be able to have it perfectly under your hands, you know, and being able to do dynamics and playing it fast or even slow, it's hard as well. Okay, here, pretty simple. Basically, it's just a double thing with the right foot, played by John Bonham, and like Dennis Chambers are doing that too. Like every drummer is doing this thing. Okay, here he's playing just a very fast 30-second notes between the left floor tom and the right floor tom. I don't have one, so I'm gonna play it with the high tom, okay? So I'm not sure which one he's doing. Either he starts with a double with the right foot, or he's doing the double stroke with the right foot after. So here I did both, I alternated, but you see the difference, huh? If you wonder what he's doing here, he's just doing a single stroke between the left and the right foot with this, with the right foot. So I don't have the left floor tom to do it, but it's something like that. All that is 16th triplet, but the figure is like with a double stroke on the right foot. This little figure is also an inverted double stroke in 30-second notes phrasing. Everything here is in the inverted pattern of the double stroke. Alright, so here is just playing a jazz pattern, a little fast, I mean medium fast I would say. Alright, this little thing on the tom-tom is doing. Notice that he's swinging it a little bit. Okay, this is 16th phrasing, 16th triplet phrasing. Sixteenth triplet phrasing all around the kit. Okay, this little figure here. Alright, something like this. Okay, all that is a mix between double strokes but very lightly played, okay? It's not heavy, so it's something like that. Very light. Okay, so this is a Buddy Rich like technique he has on the hi-hat to play the stick under like that. So it's a little bit difficult to do. I'm using like the index finger to just put it back. I'm not very used to it, so but I guess it's what he's doing here. You get the idea, but it's just simply like you take the stick and you put it like that, and you push it with your finger and a little bit of help with the wrist here. Okay, here he's doing a little figure. I'm not sure 100%, but I think it is something like that. It's like this figure on the hi-hat with the right hand. And a bio-style figure on the right foot. The left hand is just filling out the pattern on 16 notes on the hi-hat. So this figure is actually of what he's doing is, I think it's either 16th note triplet figure or either 32nd notes figure where he's doing something like this. So let me do the 16th triplet figure first. Now I'm gonna do the 32nd notes filling with the snare, but the same type of figure, okay? So it's a double stroke what I'm using, okay? Something that I want to tell and mention is that the double stroke is very soft. I call that the carpet. It's like on just like this little feeling, like those ghost notes, okay? You don't want to play them harsh or too loud. It needs to be very smooth. He's doing a figure that is quite simple, but you just need to break it down and practice it to have it smoothly integrated into your playing. So you noticed I switched between 16th triplet figure with this combination between the feet and the hands, and also after I did the 32nd or before I did the 32nd notes. So I'll show you again, okay? This is a 32nd note figure. Okay, and now the 16th triplet figure. Okay, so you need to work on those transitions because they are not easy really to make, you know, like smoothly, like have like this figure what he's doing this thing. Okay, this is a single stroke. He's doing it with different variation of dynamics, and he's playing like with light touch, and he's putting more volumes on it, okay? adding some of the bass drum. Maybe a little bit of motor. And if I feel the tension happening, if I play with my wrist, I will use the finger to get that thing rolling. Yeah? This is, you have to practice it a lot to be able to have the control of it, do dynamics, and incorporate all these different techniques: motor, finger, wrist. Okay, here it's just playing with the sound. It's like little effect sound, either with the rim of the snare drums. It's playing light double strokes on the hi-hat and the cymbals. He's doing a figure like between two cymbals that are above one each other, and he's just doing something like that. He's doing it very lightly, okay? Here, you just play like if you are playing one single stroke with one hand, and the up motion will hit the other cymbal. It's kind of cool. Okay, so now he's adding some more sounds with the tom-toms, okay? He's playing those tom-toms in single strokes, and after I switch back to double strokes on the cymbal. Notice that he does like some inflection, like there is like dynamics going in, okay? Like it's like the dynamics makes it lively, like this. Kind of like exaggerating to make a point. He's playing on different surface of the cymbal, parts of the cymbal. So something he has different from me is that his cymbals are lower, are different position. It's easier to get them. Mean they are a little higher, so it's kind of like more difficult to get them. Huh? Have to reach out more to get those different sound on the cymbal. Huh? using double strokes now on the tom-toms. So he's also incorporating the right foot, and he's doing the inverted double stroke. Huh? So same thing that we saw in the beginning, okay? Something like this, it's playing with like snare. Like when I see that, for me it's like he's practicing, just like what he would do when he's on his free time in his studio playing drums. He would do all this type of figures. And here I hear that, like it's a practice session, but he's doing it in a clinic. Now he's using mute sounds with the stuff like this. So that's it, you get the idea of what he's using and all the vocabulary, patterns, stickings, phrasing he's using in this type of solo. But of course, he's doing that on the spot, in front of an audience, not in his studio, so it adds more difficulties. You really need to have that 100% even more control when you do such a solo. So it's just experience, practice, and also a lot of confidence to go and do that. So you need to be able to combine all those ideas together and make up a story on the instrument. Of course, I've been influenced by him greatly. I have mentioned that he's someone that I saw performed when I was a kid, and it's kind of what made me want to play drums. After I understood that he was greatly influenced by Steve Gadd, by Buddy Rich, and all other great drummers that I also had study with teachers. I want to mention also that Dave Weckl, I was able to meet him and I was able to get private lessons with him. So it was a great moment for me, as he could pinpoint some of my mistakes when I was playing. So thank you very much for watching the video. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.